Welcome to the SEC on ESPN. Tonight, the Bulldogs hosting Kentucky. Can the Dogs put that heartbreak of last week behind them? These Georgia fans really love Aaron Murray. Their last chance to see him here at home tonight.
And you look at what Aaron Murray has been able to do as a quarterback here at the University of Georgia amidst all the injuries and a senior season that he could have foregone, gone to the NFL, instead wanted to return and play for a championship. It was somewhat undone due to undue circumstances and positions around him, and yet was still able to be incredibly productive and will ultimately finish as the most productive passer in SEC history.
Some tears pregame on senior night, standing next to his mom and dad, Lauren and Denny. And he needs just 108 yards tonight to make it 4 straight 3,000-yard passing seasons. Georgia won the toss and they elected to receive. Joe Mansour, number 88, will kick it off for Kentucky. Sheldon Dawson is back for Georgia. And Georgia last in the SEC in kickoff return yardage this season. Special teams altogether have been poor this year for the Dogs. Dawson will bring it out of the end zone. This is a good return. Across the 25 to the 40. And finally cut down at the 41-yard line. Last week, Aaron Murray had one of his best performances as a Georgia quarterback, leading a 20-point second-half comeback. However, because of the loss, it will be a footnote thanks to that Ricardo Lewis play. The lineup in the slot, 3 receivers to the near side, and Murray wants to pass again on 2nd and 4. He dumps it off short to Todd Gurley, and look at him go. To the 30, to the 20, cuts it back, and he's finally brought down at the 9-yard line. Gurley caught a career-high 10 passes last week against Auburn for 77 yards. This is an aspect of his game which has really picked up.
You know, we knew he's a great ball carrier, but he's emerged as a receiver. A lot of green grass in front of Gurley that time. Excellent job by his offensive lineman getting him clean off the line of scrimmage.
A 44-yard play sets up 1st and goal for the Dogs at the 9. Opening series, Murray wants to throw, takes a shot at the end zone. How about that? Touchdown, Rhett McGowan. Senior to senior with a quick opening scoring salvo.
Clay, you see with the meaning of the play action, it pulls the linebackers, which opens up the window just enough for Murray to squeeze that football in there to Rhett McGowan for this touchdown.
Marshall Morgan on for the extra point. Rhett McGowan walked onto this program. He's had some big catches this year. The Florida game certainly comes to mind. And here he puts Georgia up with a quick 3-play, 59-yard drive in just 1 minute and 4 seconds for Murray and company.
It was a pretty decisive opening scoring drive by Georgia. They've done a good job so far this season with their opening possession.
Whitlow will throw on first down. He's taking a shot deep, has a man, but it's overthrown. Jeff Badette, the true freshman receiver, and a couple of steps on Shaq Wiggins, but Whitlow, like we said before, has been inconsistent with the throwing. He overthrew him by about 5-6 yards. 31% on 3rd down is Kentucky. Pressure off the edge. Whitlow trips up and quickly covered up. It's going to bring up 4th down as Garrison Smith, the only senior starter on Georgia's defense, gets in and gets credited for the loss of 6 yards.
And then Murray sticks it into Rhett McGowan for 6.
Let's start this one at the 24. Here's McGowan again. Makes the man miss, and he's got the 1st down. The senior from Calhoun, Georgia. An 11-yard reception. They'll move the chains again. Zadarius Smith finally tracks him down for the tackle. Big run for Todd Gurley out to midfield. Georgia on their 2nd series, already leading 7-0. Murray to throw. There's Michael Bennett again. And he's got a 1st down inside the 40-yard line, brought down at the 39. Georgia scored on its opening possession quickly. 3 plays, 59 yards in 1 minute and 4 seconds. And then Kentucky Wasn't able to move football, had to punt.
Haven't been able to capitalize. Hasn't been the case so far in this one as Georgia has been able to move the ball.
That's hauled in by Wooten. Rantavius Wooten, a speedy fifth-year senior, had 99 yards and a touchdown last week for Georgia. When we were talking with the coaching staff last week, they said, no doubt, this has been his best season.
He didn't even play early in the season. Didn't play versus South Carolina. Didn't get on the field versus LSU. But he really emerged in the Tennessee game where Justin Scott Wesley went down, and he is the burner, the deep threat in the Georgia passing game.
10th play of this series, 3rd down and 2. Murray's going to take it himself. Gets down, 1st down to the 16-yard line. I tell you what, I don't know that there's a tougher quarterback in college football. 52 straight starts would certainly suggest that there isn't.
Well, you got to be tough if you're going to pile up the numbers that Aaron Murray has. He's played 4 years of college football, and he's been in the games. He hasn't missed time. And you could see this team, offensive coordinator Mike Bobo, not scared to call QB design runs with his star quarterback.
Now he's looking to throw. Safety valve is Todd Gurley. He's got room. Dives to the pylon. Touchdown, Georgia. What an athletic leap for Todd Gurley. Eighth rushing touchdown of the year.
Couldn't have called it against a better look. Blake McLean came on an edge blitz. They ran the screen right to where the corner pressure was coming, and Todd Gurley did the rest. The screen game working very well for Georgia tonight, and Todd Gurley once again demonstrating his ability to run after the catch and damage defenses.
I gave him credit for a rushing touchdown, actually a receiving touchdown, the 3rd for Todd Gurley. And Aaron Murray, 8 for 9, 109 yards, so that puts him over 3,000 for the season. His last dog walk. What a 4-year career it's been, trying to go out in style here tonight against Kentucky, and so far, so good. Already 109 yards passing and 2 TD passes. Jalen Whitlow. He is going to be gobbled up again in the backfield. Ball is loose, and Georgia has recovered. A Kentucky turnover inside the red zone, and Jalen Whitlow may be shaken up to boot. Aaron Murray in the offense going back to work. He punts, now comes underneath to Brendan Douglas. The 3rd-string running back takes it to the 1-yard line. 5'11", 202-pound true freshman out of Augusta, Georgia.
Play had 2 options right there. That's a senior quarterback checking away from the initial read. They wanted to go to Todd Gurley. I don't know if Murray thought that the ball was going to get tipped. Regardless, he came underneath to Douglas, who really had to assert himself when Gurley and Keith Marshall went down with injuries. 2
fullbacks in the game now, Hicks and Hall. Brendan Douglas is the tailback. Murray fakes the handoff, lobs it to the end zone. Touchdown, Arthur Lynch. 3rd touchdown pass of the 1st quarter for Aaron Murray. Nothing Dogs. 2nd down. Maxwell Smith, like you said, Stinch, the pocket passer of the 2. He has not played significant time since the loss at Mississippi State October 24th, so he might show a little rust here tonight.
Yeah, and a season ago, he was the guy. When Kentucky had gone to an up-tempo type of an offense, they wanted to get down the field quickly. Neil Brown, the new offensive coordinator under Mark Stoops, he wants to grow into the passing game. But Kentucky has leaned on the ground game, and as we mentioned, because he's a pocket passer, now the receivers are going to have to step up.
There's Javis Blue on the end around. Boy, he is hit from behind and hit hard by Josh Harvey Clemens. There's a guy who probably couldn't sleep well After last week's game, he was involved in that play, the Hail Mary in the Auburn game, but he makes a beautiful play from behind here.
Josh Harvey-Clemons had gotten so far upfield, I don't think Javis Blue anticipated getting a shot from his own end zone. And Harvey-Clemons, he's a bit of a freak. That's a big guy that could play in a safety position, the star position in the nickel package that University of Georgia uses on the defensive side of the ball.
On 3rd and long. I'm going to see that arm of Smith for the first time tonight. He steps up and it's batted down. Incomplete. And Kentucky will have to punt again. Getting a hand on it. That Georgia front. And they've had a 3-and-out, a fumble, and now another 3-and-out. It has been a bad start for the Kentucky offense. Kentucky trying to get off the field here on 3rd down and 8. Georgia 2 for 2 on 3rd down. Murray time to throw, batted down, and Kentucky will get off the field this time on 3rd down. College football, including that Florida game, the Gators get upset today by Georgia Southern. What'd you make of that?
I'll tell you what, Georgia Southern and that option offense gives teams difficulty, but none would have thought it would have worked out that way.
Javis Blue with the catch, gets it to the 30-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd down and short. Handoff, 1st down, Dyshawn Mobley, and he rips right through the secondary. On his way to the end zone. And he's going to win the foot race. Corey Moore tried to catch him from behind, couldn't do it. It's a 69-yard touchdown run, and Mark Stoops' offense shows its first sign of life tonight.
So there was a little bit of deception. They had a motion man run through the backfield. Forgive that kind of a jet sweep look, a play that gave Georgia difficulty last week versus Auburn. Distracted the linebacker at the 2nd level just enough to open up the run lane for Mobley.
Joe Mansour at the extra point, and it's 21-7. Kentucky here in Athens trying to get its first win in the SEC since the season finale in 2011. Their last win in Athens came in 2009. Could this be a sign that Kentucky's going to wake up? Because for the majority of this first quarter, they have been dominating. Away from center. Rips one to the outside. It's caught by Chris Conley. And he's got another Georgia 1st down. He has been the leading receiver this year for the Dogs. He picks up 12 yards here.
For Aaron Murray, having guys like Chris Conley, Michael Bennett back in the lineup, that's a warm blanket. He's a rep guy. He's a guy that likes to get a rapport. That pass, you have to let it go before the receiver even comes out of his break. You see the rapport that he's been able to develop.
Douglas tackled by Ashley Lowry. It's a gain of 7, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. Aaron Murray, 13 of 15 for 137 and 3 touchdown passes in the opening quarter alone on senior night. Back in Athens, it's 21-7 Dogs. Second down and 3 from midfield. Look at Aaron Murray go. To the 20-yard line. Ashley Lowry finally gets him to the turf, but it's a 29-yard pickup from Aaron Murray, who can't do anything wrong tonight.
It looks like this was a design keeper all the way. He's not reading anything, I don't think. I think you see Arthur Lynch locked up on the edge player. It was Fred Tiller. Similar look to last week where Murray basically fakes the handoff. It's a QB keep. And once again, you see the offense of Georgia willing to use their quarterback just every way possible. Run game and as a passer.
And around to Antavius Wooten. And he picks his way close to the first down. Lowry again on the tackle. We'll be at Georgia Tech next week. They certainly want all hands on deck for that. Touchdown pass number 4. Arthur Lynch with his 2nd TD grab here in the first half. Again, senior to senior on senior night. Murray's making it look awful easy.
He's making it look easy, but he's not getting off the field very easily. You see him there. Something's not right. Certainly working well with the play calling and the execution, but I don't think he's feeling very well.
One of the 4 records that Murray holds. Most career touchdown passes in the SEC. 4 tonight brings it to 121, but you can see he's frustrated. Perhaps not completely healthy now as he gets dinged up on this last series against Kentucky. But that drive results in a touchdown pass to Artie Lynch.
On the run.
Smith gets it to JoJo Kemp. He's got speed. He turns it upfield. But he's going to be stopped about a yard short of the first down marker. JoJo Kemp, the true freshman, he has a great upside. Touchdowns in 3 of the last 4 Kentucky games. He can run it. He can catch it. Unfortunately, this air raid offense under coordinator Neil Brown lacks a lot of playmakers. He's got a great future, but they need more of those kind of guys.
They need a little bit of time as well to grow into the system, and this type of inconsistency at key positions like quarterback, you see Maxwell Smith in here, has made the development a little bit slower.
Kemp, I don't know that he got it. Maybe the second effort. It's going to depend on the spot. That yellow line is for you at home, but it's not official. That would indicate it is short, and they're going to call for a measurement. Amarlo Herrera, the SEC's second leading tackler, got the stop.
Well, if they end up picking up this first down, it's a pretty impressive effort by JoJo Kemp, because Amarlo Herrera, you mentioned he's a pretty sure tackler, was unblocked and met Kemp in the hole, and Kemp was able to at least make it interesting. This is a 4th down. This is almost an automatic, I think, for Kentucky. We've seen this team throughout the season. They've gone for it 25 times. That's the most in the SEC so far this year. And this coaching staff, Mark Stoops, he'll share with Neil Brown, look, if just pick up enough yardage to make it 4th and interesting, and we'll go for it. I'll be surprised if they don't line up their offense and try to pick up this first.
They're 16 for 25 on 4th down this year. That's 64%. And they are going to keep the offense out there. JoJo Kemp will line up behind Maxwell Smith. Here come the Bulldog faithful. Smith lunges ahead, and he's got the first down. Smith is another guy who has been injury prone for Kentucky. That was only the 2nd Kentucky first down tonight. JoJo Kemp hitting the backfield, a loss of 2. Let's get an update from Matt in the studio. All right, Matt. James Franklin only played 2 series in that game that you and I did at Kentucky a couple of weeks ago, and he just handed the ball off. This is his first action since coming back from that injury. Missed a lot of time, but so far it looks like he's not showing any signs of rust. Here's Smith on 2nd down and long, and that throw is low, incomplete. Intended for A.J. Legree, can't come up with it. 3rd down.
You mentioned it, Clay. Matty Mock had to play in relief of James Franklin, who was actually injured playing here at Sanford Stadium. You see backup quarterback step up big. Maxwell Smith trying to fit this ball into a tight window. Like it just skipped off the turf. Legree unable to get his hands underneath it.
They might want to review this.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands incomplete pass.
It was a bang-bang play.
Yep.
I mean, you could see how the official on the field would have thought that it hit the turf. And we looked at it 3 times before we would have thought that he had his hands underneath it.
Right, we have that luxury.
How long would the game be? Let's look at all of them 3 times. Let's just make sure.
Well, Kentucky runs a version of the air raid, but it has struggled this year, to say the least. 13th in the SEC at 349 yards per game. They have just 80 yards so far here tonight. 3rd and 11. Smith hit as he throws, incomplete. Intended for Jordan Ahmiller, the tight end. Senior can't come up with it. And it'll be 4th down.
That was a fake snap. He really sold it.
Landon Foster with the kick. Oh, it's muffed. Loose football, and Kentucky has recovered. Special teams continues to be an Achilles heel for Georgia. Kentucky with a short field, 1st and 10 at the Georgia 26. Reggie Davis muffs the punt. A.J. Legree recovers. Maxwell Smith on 1st down, hit from behind and dropped. He got back to the line of scrimmage, so no sack, but Josh Harvey Clemens got to Maxwell Smith. Play clock to 3. Smith complete. 1st down. Javis Blue as he is marked out near the 10-yard line. A 14-yard pickup for Blue and a 1st down for Kentucky. Sanders makes the catch, quickly run out of bounds, well short of where they needed to get for a 1st down. Do they go for it here, or do they bring out the field goal unit?
They're getting their points. Now that they worked their way down, Mark Stoops wants to take the opportunity to get the points on the scoreboard. You convert the 4th down, you get a big 3rd down conversion. Why not give a good kicker an opportunity?
And Joe Mansour just 1 miss on his field goal attempts this year. 11 of 12 along a 45. This is a chip shot from 24. Out of the hold of Jared Leet. And Kentucky gets 3. So the Georgia defense, even though Todd Grantham's unit had to defend a short field, keeps Kentucky out of the end zone. Four touchdown passes for Murray in this game. The handoff to Todd Gurley. Makes something out of nothing. And he is a beast. Mark Stoops said, I would not want to tackle that man.
Well, a lot have tried. And if you do it, you better bring a friend. Avery Williamson, one of the better tacklers in the SEC, runs through his tackle, and just about the rest of the other defense attempting to bring Todd Gurley down. This is not a finesse runner in number 3. That guy's built for power and speed, and he's got both in spades.
That was an 11-yard pickup. Should have been little or no gain. Murray to throw. That's a 1st down catch. Chris Connolly hauls it in to the 40-yard line of Kentucky. All right, Don, thank you very much. 1st and 10 from the Kentucky 40. Murray going up top, and it's complete to Rantavius Wooten. Those are not boos, that is woo. For Rantavius Wooten, the senior out of Belle Glade, and Murray, gimpy still, but a 32-yard pass.
I'll tell you what, they actually sent Hudson Mason out onto the field. He made it out to the numbers, and Murray waved him off, saying that he's all right. He can finish this drive at least. That ball was just a little bit underthrown. It's still on the mark. Certainly well enough for Wooten to haul it in. That post pattern, one that he hit to Wooten last week versus Auburn. He's spreading the ball around, though, and you can see that's been the hallmark of his play all season. 9 different guys with 10-plus catches on the year.
1st down and goal for Georgia, and we got a timeout. You heard A.J. Green saying he's a 1st rounder. And one of the knocks on Murray is he's not big enough to be an effective NFL quarterback. What do you think?
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a completed pass.
Not sure what they're going to look at here. Whether he was juggling it, perhaps. Anyway, the Wooten completion to the 9-yard line is now under review.
Yeah, I don't know what there is to see unless there's yeah, you see it there as he goes down. You know, if it weren't for the injury to Murray, you know, they jump the ball and run a play much like they did to Wooten earlier. It's the 2nd time where his completion's been contested.
After further
quarterback,
review,
always trying to be better.
the receiver did not maintain possession to the ground. The pass is incomplete. It will be 2nd and 10 on the 40-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 4 minutes, 43 seconds.
So that's a difference of 31 yards since this play is overturned.
The offense checking to the right play.
Gives it to Todd Gurley. And he's got the first down and more. Ball comes out, but they're going to root Gurley down at the 25. Jaleel Heitch makes the tackle in the Kentucky secondary, but it's a 15-yard pickup and a Georgia first down. How good is this Georgia backfield going to be in 2014 again?
It'll be pretty remarkable, and it starts with a guy that really was in the shadow of Keith Marshall. Todd Gurley, people were talking about him, but they weren't talking about him like a lot of other backs. And yet he has emerged to me as the preeminent ball carrier in college football, certainly when he's healthy.
They fake the handoff to him. Murray wants to throw over the middle, and it's complete to Rhett McGowan, still on his feet, churning. It's going to take 3 or 4 Wildcats to finally bring him down. McGowan, who had a touchdown catch in the first quarter, hauls this one in for 15. 1st and goal, Dogs. Murray steps up and he's sacked. First sack tonight for the Kentucky defense. It's Dante Rump, the senior defensive tackle, regular on that Kentucky front the last 4 years. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Opportunity here at the top of the screen with Wooten again.
Tipped and intercepted. Khalid Henderson intercepts the tip ball, and that is the 2nd Georgia turnover, and Murray is slow to get up for the 2nd time tonight.
We talked about how hot this game started for Aaron Murray. He showed his family celebrating. This is not what it's supposed to look like, certainly the way they would have had it scripted. And he is going straight to the locker room after that last play.
As his family looks on.
He's putting virtually no weight on that left knee. And it was Darius Smith, it looked like, I think, that ended up getting to Murray as he released the football and was able to sling him to the ground.
Kentucky takes over. Daishawn Mobley, a touchdown run earlier tonight, picks up 3 as Aaron Murray is being helped to the Georgia locker room.
You can see there Smith, and I think it torqued his left knee. It wasn't necessarily, I think, Murray going to the ground. You see how Smith slung him around, and I think his left knee, his foot, was still planted in the turf right there, and it tweaked it as he went down and was already a little bit injured.
We've seen Aaron Murray get off the turf so many times in his career, but maybe he will not be able to come back tonight. Daishawn Mobley. Give him a yard. I talked to Mike Bobo this week, the 39-year-old offensive coordinator for Georgia. He's coached some really good quarterbacks. He said that Aaron Murray has been the only player on offense to take every single snap in every single practice, despite whether he's been hurt or not. Georgia's calling a timeout here, 3rd and 5 for Kentucky when we come back.
See Maxwell Smith trying to change the plays. It gets louder.
Smith dropped, sacked at the 9. Rameek Wilson.
All night, Clay. The Georgia defense has done a good job collapsing the pocket.
The Georgia Bulldogs will have it at the 43-yard line. You can see the injuries that they've had on offense this season. 4 guys out for the season. Todd Gurley missed 3.5 games, which didn't help them. That Tennessee game was really the turning point of Georgia's year.
And you could see things somewhat unraveling at that point. Keith Marshall goes down. Todd Gurley missed time versus Clemson. He went out versus LSU. And Marshall is playing the following week versus the Volunteers. He goes out. And that forced a couple of true freshmen into the lineup, Brendan Douglas and J.J. Green. But they haven't seen a lot in meaningful snaps anyway from Hudson Mason at quarterback, but they will here tonight.
First pass of the night for Hudson Mason. Caught by Lynch. Give him 8 to the 48-yard line of Kentucky. Mason, 2 games this year, North Texas and Appalachian State, and he played well in both. All day to throw to the sideline. Man wide open, and it's McGowan again. He is hit hard by Ashley Lowry, but it's a big pickup inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 20 for McGowan.
You could see with Hudson Mason when he gets in this game, you know, of all the circumstances to be a fast-moving scenario, and he's able to move the offense down the field.
Mason dumps it off to Gurley. Now he'll do the rest. First down, touchdown. Second touchdown catch for Todd Gurley tonight. Morgan bangs home the extra point. It's 35-10 Georgia. Hudson Mason on in relief of Aaron Murray. This is smart. I would do this too if I were put in that situation. Get it to Todd Gurley. He's hard to tackle. It's a 5-play, 57-yard drive in under a minute for the Dogs. Ten seconds to work with here for Kentucky. Jalen Whitlow started the game. Maxwell Smith on in relief of an injured Whitlow, and that's going to do it for the half. Kentucky just runs it up ahead with JoJo Kemp, and Mark Richt's team has a 35-10 lead at the half. Kentucky will have the football to start the second half as we go down to dawn. Aaron Murray, 183 yards passing. As you see, JoJo Kemp, the true freshman running back for the Wildcats, being helped off the field by his teammates. So perhaps an injury to JoJo Kemp that will keep him from returning in this game. That did not look pretty.
You could see it when he first took this shot, and it was a nasty one. He came in. That's a clean tackle, keep in mind. But it certainly was low, and that looks like another knee injury.
Aaron Murray, 4 touchdown passes in this first half on senior night, but can he return? We'll have to find out in the second half. Now for the halftime report, we go to Matt.
Key positions for both offenses, replacing their quarterbacks. Certainly JoJo Kemp at the running back position for Kentucky.
Fumble. Ryan Timmons has to scamper back for it inside the 10-yard line. An end around goes bad, and Kentucky now backed up all the way to their 6-yard line. Smith steps up. Ball comes out at the end, and it looks like Kentucky has recovered. Georgia says they have it. And Kentucky will have it third down. Aaron's parents also have not come back out. No doubt they're with Aaron right now. He's done for the night. Kentucky's going to have to punt. Raymond Sanders, the running back, gets back to the 11. Leonard Floyd, the outside linebacker, number 84, makes the tackle.
Yeah, Leonard Floyd, this guy's a future star. He is stand up at his defensive end. He's running a stunt. He diagnoses the screen. A guy that big and long shouldn't move that quickly. You know, he's kind of cut from a similar cloth as Josh Harvey Clemens. They don't build him like that very often.
You can play that linebacker spot and play off the edge at the defensive end. Georgia got a piece of it. Kentucky gets the benefit of a good roll out close to the 40-yard line, but Landon Foster either didn't get a clean punt off or it was partially blocked.
Of course, Georgia's bowl season, they are eligible for the postseason season already.
Todd Gurley. First down carry to the 27-yard line. A rip of 12 for Gurley. Hudson Mason running the offense now for Georgia. The quarterback sets, throws, and throws a strike. I think that's going to be a first down for the Bulldogs. It is, and there's Rhett McGowan, who's been getting a lot of work tonight. That's an 11-yard pickup. We saw Todd Gurley nail Auburn's Robinson Therese last week. There were a lot of people that were impressed as he ran through one of the hardest hitters in the SEC last week.
Yeah, he's as physical a runner as you're going to find. And the other thing is that once he runs through your attempted tackle, he proves to be pretty difficult to catch. And he's not, guys, not a very nifty runner. He's a power runner.
And he's got finesse, too. There's that power, though, that you're alluding to at the very end. Nearly gets into the end zone. That's a gain of 15 yards. First down, goal to go for the Dogs.
Well, it just comes down to whether or not you can tackle this guy one-on-one. The answer is, of course, no. You better pack a lunch if he's in the vicinity.
Touchdown, Georgia.
Touchdown, Georgia.
Mason takes it in. Capping a 5-play, 39-yard drive in 1 minute and 23 seconds.
Guys surge by the offensive front. All you got to do is find a little bit of a crease. And Hudson Mason, that's 2 drives now. One somewhat under duress, having to come in relief of the starter in Murray. And he was able to operate that 2-minute drill to perfection, ending in a touchdown.
Well, Smith, sophomore quarterback, did not start tonight. Jalen Whitlow got hurt on the second series. Ball's loose. Another Kentucky fumble. And it's Georgia's got it. Josh Harvey Clemens has recovered it. Second turnover for the Wildcats. A late indication, but it is Georgia's ball.
Well, that's something that this defense hasn't been able to do much of this year. And it looks like Ramik Wilson is the one that secured the tackle, and Josh Harvey Clemens just saw the opportunity to reach in there and rake the football out. You see him, he's got his hand on it, and he just flips the football out and then has the awareness to jump on that fumble. And already 2 turnovers created tonight by this defense. Something they haven't really been able to do all season long.
And remember last week he was one of the defensive backs involved in that Ricardo Lewis play, which Georgia's done a pretty good job putting in the rearview mirror tonight. Man wide open. That's Lynch. Arthur Lynch inside the 10-yard line. The tight end has been busy tonight. He's got a couple of touchdown catches. But Hudson Mason, just like Aaron Murray, really likes throwing to this tight end.
Some nifty ball handling as well. They faked the fly sweep to Chris Conley. And once again, Lynch able to get behind the coverage of McClain.
On first and goal, it's J.J. Green sashaying into the end zone. It's another Georgia touchdown. 2 plays, 26 seconds. Again, the Dogs take advantage of the short field.
Well, we touched on it earlier, Clay, when we talked about the field position that this offense has had to deal with throughout the season. Part of that has been a function of special teams play, lack of a return game. But the other part of it was they didn't get many quick changes from turnovers from the defense. But tonight that hasn't been the case, and they've been able to capitalize on it. Their defense giving an offense feels that they could work with.
2 turnovers tonight forced by Georgia. Just 11 turnovers so far this year caused by Georgia, but this is textbook here by Harvey Clemens. James Franklin making his return in full to that Missouri offense tonight. Here's a completion to Blue. Big yardage out to midfield. And now penalty flags rain down. It's a 26-yard pass play for Blue. Damian Swann, maybe some unsportsmanlike conduct here.
Damian Swann, he was expected to be the strength of the secondary, and he ends up taking him down well into the boundary.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 5. 15 yards penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Maybe a bit of a disappointment for Swann. Smith complete. Tyler Robinson, the tight end. 4th-year tight end, pulls it in. Looking to throw again. Pressure coming off the edge, and he's sacked. A loss of 5. There's Garrison Smith, the senior, his final home game.
And once again, the pressure getting to Maxwell Smith. See again, Georgia just bringing 4. Smith had to pull the ball down. Wasn't able to deliver it downfield. And once again, a lot of it, I think, is owing to the coverage.
Third Georgia sack tonight. Second in the SEC behind Missouri in total sacks. They have 31 on the year. Dyshawn Mobley has a 69-yard touchdown run already tonight. He takes it inside the 10, a gain of 10. There is Smith again on the tackle. So now 3rd down and about 5. Mobley. He will not get there. A yard, maybe 2 short. Wilson and Herrera, the 2 run stoppers at linebacker, bring him down. So now, what is Mark Stoops going to do? Blitz. Smith hit. Falls out. Georgia's got it. Josh Harvey Clemens recovers, and Leonard Floyd popped it out. 3rd Kentucky turnover tonight.
Well, you're watching this Georgia defense. This is perhaps a glimpse of the future. Watch Leonard Floyd, great get off. He's able to get a step on Miller. He just hatchets that ball out. You see Ray Drews there. Jordan Jenkins is also in the backfield. Look at Coach Grantham. He recognizes the talent that he's got in this defense. He's just got to figure out a way to get him to play more consistently.
Brendan Douglas, good run. It's going to be close to a 1st down for Douglas, the true freshman running back. And Harvey Clemens, what a night for him. 1st and 10 after the penalty. On the 45-yard line, Hudson Mason, the throw. Man wide open, and he couldn't connect with Rhett McGowan. McGowan tonight, 6 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown, but that one was off the mark. 2nd down.
Well, we see this. We mentioned Mason. When he's gotten his snaps, they've looked good, but it's not like he's been able to ever get into much of a rhythm.
Play fake, sprinting out. Mason throws back across his body and hits McGowan for the sliding catch at the 36-yard line, a gain of 19.
Of course, that was certainly good playmaking ability from Hudson Mason, and we've seen him demonstrate an ability to throw on the run. That's pretty good arm strength, incidentally, rolling to your right and throwing across your body back to your left.
Again, Mason coming into the game late in the 1st half after Aaron Murray left the game with an apparent knee injury. He is done for the night. J.J. Green, wow, lowers his shoulder. A powerful run close to another Georgia 1st down. Now, we probably would have seen some Hudson Mason anyway. On senior night, it was likely that Aaron Murray was going to play maybe 3 quarters, come out of the game, get a nice round of applause from the crowd here, and then Mason would have come in. This is not how Georgia had it planned, however.
No, the way it started, it was storybook. It was everything that you'd probably ever want if you're a quarterback, senior, trying to end your career at home with a bang. And unfortunately, what you hope is that you end it with a pop, a ligament or something, with the way that knee injury looked when he got twisted around.
Mason sets, throws, another 1st down. This is Kenneth Towns. His first catch of the night. First down, goal to go inside the 5. I like what I'm seeing from this young Mason quarterback.
And the coaches have as well. In fact, Coach Richt mentioned it. He's prepared well. The only challenge has been that he's been playing behind what has proven to be the best passer in SEC history in Aaron Murray. And so there's been very little upward mobility. It's not the first time it's been that way at Georgia. Incidentally, with David Green in front of a DJ Shockley, we've seen this scenario before.
Douglas, touchdown Dogs. Another touchdown for Georgia off of a turnover. 10 plays, 78 yards in 4:38. Brendan Douglas, the true freshman, takes it in. Morgan, the extra point. It's 56-10. All Georgia on senior night, but the redshirt junior, Hudson Mason, showing what he can do, leading another Georgia scoring drive. .2:14 to go here in the third quarter. Maxwell Smith throws. It's complete here to Javis Blue, and he's got the first down. Twisted down at the 38-yard line.
He's still able to accomplish quite a bit, and part of that is a function of the toughness. Part of that's a function of the preparation, and it's hard to watch it cut short here tonight.
Fourth down, intended for Blue. For Foster, this was pregame on senior night. A great reception when his name was announced. They named all 28 seniors. They all came out, met their parents on the field. And when Murray's name was announced, he was the last one introduced. A tremendous roar that they probably heard in Atlanta.
And you can see, he was moved. That's not a guy that says, I regret being here. That's the face of a guy, I think, that felt pretty fulfilled. He certainly didn't anticipate leaving the game early with injury. You can tell he's appreciated the opportunity to play for this university.
That's a good hard run for J.J. Green. For 3.5 games, Green and Douglas served as the main running back combo when Gurley was hurt, and of course Keith Marshall went out. Those guys did a nice job for true freshmen. And we're seeing him get a lot of work here now in this game that's well in hand. Gurley on the sideline. 56-10. That's going to do it for the third quarter. Hudson Mason. He's running the offense now that Aaron Murray is done for the night with an apparent knee injury. Back in Athens in a moment. Mason, 136 through the air and a touchdown pass of his own. He'll dump it off here to J.J. Green. And gets close to the first down. In fact, he has it after the catch.
That's a running back that just about any offense in the country would want to have.
Mason all time to throw, and it's a perfect pass to the 44-yard line. Hugh Williams, the backup to Arthur Lynch at tight end, because Jay Rome is out for the rest of the regular season with a foot injury. He's getting some work. He hauls it in for a 28-yard first down.
They've done a good job of protecting the quarterback. Of course, they did get to Murray the one time that led to the injury.
Douglas pulls ahead.
Either due to suspension or injury.
Douglas not get the first down, but he gets to the 28-yard line. We'll see if the offense stays on the field. Fourth down here for the Dogs.
It's the guys that can develop into quality players.
They will convert. Complete to Davis as he gets to the 18-yard line. Davis, the rookie out of Tallahassee. 11th play of the drive. Green, good run. Give him 9. Right now, ESPN.com is projecting that it'll be the Gator Bowl on January 1st for these Georgia Bulldogs.
Saw some Chick-fil-A Bowl officials, but it looks to me like that's certainly the most likely destination. That's the one that everybody's been pointing towards. At the start of the season, certainly had their sights aimed higher, but they've had to battle through so much. I'm sure bowl eligibility is something they're pleased with.
And Green's got the first down.
At the nickel hybrid linebacker position.
Here comes the blitz, snap over the head of Mason, and he recovers at the 25. And now 4th and goal from the 25 for Georgia. That snap went right over Mason's head, a loss of 18.
Well, I mentioned that most everybody is out on the offensive front. Dallas Lee's not. He slid over to center, and he's usually at the left guard position. And, you know, that one maybe got a little too much sticky on the hands, because that one sailed well over the quarterback's head.
First attempt tonight for Morgan. This is from 41. Got it. 59-10 Georgia, under 8 to play.
Begs Steve Spurrier to get in the lineup and leads his team to an overtime victory.
Mobley again. He'll lose a yard or two on this play.
And to your point earlier, Auburn, maybe one of the best stories in college football this season.
3rd and 6. First down, Kentucky. They have not had many of those here tonight. Just their 9th first down as Jeff Badette hauls it in.
Able to work their way to a division championship.
Play fake. Smith has a man. It's Javis Blue. Touchdown, Kentucky. 30-yard touchdown pass from Smith to Blue, his 3rd TD catch of the year. 7th touchdown pass for Smith. And Kentucky gets in the end zone here in the 4th quarter.
See Maxwell Smith in this game, when he's been given time to throw, he's thrown the ball relatively well. And, you know, given what Coach Brown wants to do, give that kid a scholarship. Man.
That's not a Kentucky touchdown, Brad. See, I don't think he's even paying attention. He's just showing off for his folks.
He likes his get up. He had a nice outfit, man.
Mansour with the extra point.
He's still working it. He's entertaining the
Let's
Kentucky
not go
fans.
to commercial. I want to see this. So does everybody at home.
Welcome back. Of course, senior night here at Georgia. Quarterback Aaron Murray was helped off of the field. New information now on that left knee injury. He has left the stadium. They took him to St. Mary's Hospital. That's about 1 mile from here. He is undergoing an MRI to determine the extent of that left knee injury. So Aaron Murray at St. Mary's Hospital right now, about 1 mile from here at the stadium. He is undergoing an MRI, guys.
Okay, Don, thank you. Hudson Mason, the backup, played well tonight in Aaron Murray's stead, and now the 3rd string quarterback, Fatone Bauta, getting some reps here for the Georgia Bulldogs. He hands off. That's Brandon Harton on the carry, a gain of 9.
Yeah, he was. He would probably be thrilled with this one.
This is Bauta, first down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 15. This is the most play he has had this year. He got in sparingly in that Appalachian State game, but he's just handing off in that one. And Kentucky will need to win against Tennessee next week to avoid going winless for the 2nd straight year in the SEC. Player of the game, presented by Wrangler. He is our 5-star player of the game, Josh Harvey Clemens.
You know, after the game last week, he was involved with the assist to Ricardo Lewis, the receiver for Auburn, ended up being the game winner. He bounced back and played really well. That's a young football player that they're expecting big things from, and you could see it tonight when he made his presence felt, not only in run support, forcing turnovers, recovering balls. He's a guy they're going to be able to build this defense around going forward.
28 seniors have played their final game at Sanford Stadium. Mark Richt's team gets its 7th win of the year, 59-17 over Kentucky. But the status of Aaron Murray, their star quarterback, is in question for next week at Georgia Tech and the bowl game.
Yeah, that's what's going to overshadow this ball game. You see a defense that generated turnovers and a backup quarterback that stepped in ably.
Kentucky's losing streak in the SEC is 15. The final, 59-17.